Rationality Rules is a popular YouTube channel run by the atheist Stephen Woodford. Now, a few months ago, Stephen put out a video talking about what he believed was an unfair advantage of transgender athletes competing in competitive sports. Now, here's a couple of clips.
There are many topics that Piers Morgan and I could lock horns on, but this isn't one of them. This debate, this video, is about women's sport and what constitutes fair competition. It's not about whether or not transgender people should be allowed to use certain bathrooms, or if they should be able to join gender-specific non-competitive clubs, etc. In a nutshell, I find the arguments and logic that currently permit transgender women to compete against biological women to be remarkably flawed, and I'm convinced that unless quickly rectified, this will kill women's sport. The transgender woman Rachel McKinnon is the UCI Masters Track Championships Women's 35 to 44 Sprint Gold Medalist. The transgender woman Laurel Hubbard won the 2017 Australian International Women's Weightlifting 90 kilo and over division. And the transgender woman Hannah Mouncey competed in the AFL Victoria's Women's League. This is, so far as it stands, why I believe it is unfair to allow transgender women to compete against biological women.
I have no problem with them being a girl and wanting to be a girl. My issue is with CAC.
So the top 6 spots qualify for the New England meet, and I came in 8th place, and the 2 transgender athletes came 1 and 2. So if they weren't there, then my friend and I from another school would have been in those 2 spots and would have qualified.
And so here we have a very real example of a young, talented woman losing a potential scholarship and career due to this issue. Or as Joe Rogan eloquently puts it,
it's like, do you know a woman who's got a hand that looks like that?
Yeah.
Find one. Find one. Because if I took estrogen, I'd still have these.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not fair.
Yeah.
It's just not. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says.
The assertion that reducing a transgender woman's testosterone to that of the average biological woman will create a level playing field is objectively, scientifically, bogus.
And the rest of the video, he essentially continues arguing along those lines. At no point was he hateful towards the transgenders or the transgender community, nor was he even arguing against transgender people. Instead, he argued why he doesn't agree with biological males competing against biological women in competitive sports. Now, even if he's factually wrong on any points, it still wouldn't mean that he's being hateful. He attempted to argue by appealing to what he thought were the facts and logical arguments. He was not attacking any person, but instead he was attacking an idea. And now we fast forward. So a couple of weeks ago, Stephen was featured on the Atheist Experience with Matt Dillahunty and Alex O'Connor, who's Cosmic Skeptic. And yesterday we see that the Atheist Experience posted on their Facebook this. Recently, the ACA Board of Directors was made aware that guest co-host Stephen Woodford, YouTuber Rationality Rules, has made ignorant and transphobic videos and statements on his social media platforms in the weeks leading up to his appearance on the ACA shows. Transphobic, meaning he's spreading a fear of transgender people. We would like to make it clear that we do not share or condone his opinions or attitudes, and that we fully and actively support equal rights for the LGBTQIA+ community. We acknowledge that the ACA did a poor job in showing our support by allowing Mr. Woodford to make his appearances on our shows without either addressing his controversial views on the air or asking him to refrain from appearances until he's released a clarifying statement on his channel. We failed to communicate our feelings and intentions in a timely manner to our volunteers and fans. We sincerely apologize for the pain and anguish our failings have caused our viewers, volunteers, and our ACA family all over the world. We love the trans community and are deeply distressed to have caused anyone harm. We have let you down, and we intend to do our best to earn back your trust. The ACA is working quickly and diligently to ensure this kind of mistake does not happen again. We will be coordinating with hosts, co-hosts, and staff to communicate any potential issues with the guests well in advance of when they are set to appear on any ACA production. The ACA will not knowingly allow any ACA production or publication to be used in a manner that's inconsistent with our mission and position statements. We would love to hear from you. Yeah, right. Our ACA family. If you have any ideas or feedback on how we can do better, please email us at president@atheistcommunity.org. Sincerely, Board of Directors, the Atheist Community of Austin. Now, I do feel tempted to go ahead and email them and let them know that they're cowards and have the spine of a jellyfish, but instead I'll refrain because they're not going to listen to anybody no matter what anyway. They've already chosen their side. So here we have an atheist group who literally hurts the feelings of religious people on a daily basis, apologizing for causing people pain and anguish by letting him on their show. Seriously? Pain and anguish? If it causes you pain and anguish because a show you like had a person who doesn't share your same views on it, maybe you should probably stay off the internet forever because you clearly can't handle it. Now, unless there's other posts or videos that I don't know about, for them to respond this way to the video put out by Steven is just painfully stupid and hypocritical. What gets me is that a lot of atheists would pride themselves on being open-minded, no longer being part of that cult-like mentality that they consider themselves having escaped from when they left religion. They consider themselves to be ambassadors for science, no matter if it offends people's precious beliefs that go against the science, and advocates for being allowed to have difficult conversations with people that they disagree with. This is actually what allowed atheism to even have a voice online in the first place. Now, I know I'm on the other side of the atheist and Christian debate than Steven, and I certainly have my disagreements with Rationality Rules. I was actually planning on doing a response to one of his videos that I haven't gotten to yet. But I stand behind Steven entirely on this point. Not only do I believe that the criticism that he's received is completely unwarranted, but the consequence of what happened to him spread far wider than just Steven. This has nothing to do with the rights of the LGBT being at risk, but rather the rights of everyone else. If we continue to allow everyone to be silenced by having opposing views, then I'm afraid that we're not going to be able to make as much progress in the future as we could. How are we supposed to continue to make progress in society if we're not even allowed to ask questions, to give our views on certain things, or even look at the science to see what the science says about views that some people hold precious? This is just a little bit ironic coming from the same atheists who complain about this every single day. If atheists continue down this road, then atheists may just be shooting themselves in the foot by going against the free speech that atheism needs in order to even have a voice. So next time you hear a leading atheist group complaining about pain and anguish being inflicted on people just for simply voicing your own ideas, you can question their hypocrisy, or you can just say, "What do you mean?"